Okay, working on this GMC Acadia. Guy did tune up, guy changed new coils, and he did some work with me, and he got an oil on the spark plugs. See that? If you got an oil on the spark plug, you either got to change that gasket on this valve cover, or as a test, clean up the bore. So what I usually do is I get an extension with a long extension, and inside the bore, as you can see, is nice and clean. Now all you have to do is you got to go in there and you got to clean this baby up. After that, if it makes effect, there's no more misfire. Reset the light. If it's a big job like this, you don't want to come out without new coils, new plugs, because I took off the whole intake on this baby. 20 minutes to take it off. This little guy, it was very easy. But sometimes you got to go with what the customer says. We're going to clean this up. If the customer says he's good for a couple of months, then he's good for a couple of months. That's up to him. But we are putting new spark plugs in this baby, and I did recommend them a new valve cover gasket, and they're not cheap. They're like 190 bucks each, and I think it comes with a kit. So that's the one tip I can tell you, how to clean the bore. Okay, you don't want to drop nothing in there. So as I worked my way from this one to that one, I've been doing them all. I'm gonna do the back ones also, but I've been just going one at a time, and I've been cleaning these babies. This one had barely any oil, but it did have it on the plug. But that's gonna cause a misfire because the oil is conductive, and it is gonna cause the cylinder to misfire. So since I pulled out the plug, my if it's a lot of oil, you don't want the oil to go in the cylinder. Okay, what you want to do is you can dip this with the old plug, dip it in there, pull it out, clean it, put it in there, pull it out, clean it, put it in there, clean it. Okay, again and again. Now since I'm about to grab the threads on the new plug, I like to clean my socket because I don't want the oil from the socket residues to go on to the new plug. And it's simple. Okay, I'm gonna do the back ones also, and I'm not gonna be showing you all of them, but this is just like a clear view. In the back, I'm gonna have to struggle a little bit. I'm gonna step on this box a bit, and I am gonna make it to the back. But that is how you're gonna clean these babies. So something like that can cause a misfire. A little bit of oil. These two had a lot, so there was misfiring, and more than it was these two that was misfiring. They had a lot of oil on these two, and here's some plugs that I took out. You can see there's like a chunk of oil sitting there, and this one isn't so bad, but it had oil in it, and you do want to clean this oil. All right, so thank you for watching my video. Hopefully I help you guys out how to clean the oil off your plugs and the bore inside the cylinder. This is a 2011 GMC Acadia. Very simple car to work on if you want to do a tune-up and stuff. Bye bye. Okay, I'm working on these back cylinders, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna take this rag, I'm gonna just stick it in there. My extension is not long enough. It's just long enough so I can grab the tip of it. That's perfect. So I'm twisting the tissue with the extension. You don't want to put anything skinny that can drop in there. So this barely had any oil in there. We're gonna go to the next one. We're gonna, I know one of these had a smaller droplet of oil, but which wasn't even a big deal. Mostly misfire was in the front end, but once you're in here, you change the plugs. And I did order a coil, so the cylinder 5, I saw a little bit of misfire on the live data on my computer, but there it is. Gonna finish at the last one, so that's how simple it is. So I'm gonna do the work a little bit more on cleaning on that last one, the cylinder 1. Anyways, that's it. Okay, so we got all these crazy codes. I'm sorry. So we've been working on cylinder 2, 3, and 5 misfire. So what we're gonna do is we did do a little bit of work. We cleaned up the oil, changed the plugs and the coils on cylinder 2, 3, and 5. And we're gonna check for data here. Okay, display data. Okay, we're gonna go into misfire data. We're gonna start the engine up. Okay, so right now the engine is off. You can see cylinder 2, 4, 6, and cylinder 1, 3, and 5. So it's pretty much the way the engine is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we changed the coil in 2, 4, and 5, and we did all the plugs and we cleaned up the oil. I'm gonna go crank this engine up. So I need to get in here. I wish I had somebody here to crank the vehicle for me so I could look immediately. I feel no shake in the car, and we do have a tiny bit of a misfire. Tiny bit. And this is crazy. We did everything that we could. So cylinder 2 has a bit of a misfire. And cylinder 4 is good. And it's showing cylinder 1. What the hell? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna delete the light and we're gonna leave it there, and let's see if it come back on, because that's a very tiny misfire.